Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. It's Friday, February the 14th, 2025. Happy Valentine's Day. Oh, it's so good to see so many of you here today. Happy Friday. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you all are having a wonderful day so far. Let's see. It has been a great week here. Let me scroll through. Hi, Karen. Hi, Donna. Hello, Jan, and Diana is here, and Studio L. Hi, Myra. Hi, Sherry. Hello, Teresa and Koi and Mila and Nikki and Amy. So good to see everybody today. Okay, I feel like there is a weird-ish echo. Hold, please, while I do a little adjusting. Thank you, guys. Hi, Shari. Hi, Nadine. So today I am going to do something that I actually have not done. I don't think I've ever done this particular kind of live. You obviously see me use a card kit every month, but I don't think I've ever done it live. And we are literally start to finish going to do this card live. Let's see, Erica's going to make homemade tomato sauce. Nice. Hi, Libby. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Rachel and Steph. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun to just kind of share how you take your kit out of the box and where you start? Where do you start? What do you do? Probably one of the questions I get asked the most is, either how do I get started card making? A kit is fantastic. It's a great way to get started. Or what do you do with the kit? That's another one I get a lot. And the other one is kind of if you're overwhelmed. I believe this was a question that was asked very recently. If you are overwhelmed and trying to come up with something, like you feel like you have too many supplies, and my suggestion at the time was limit your supplies. A card kit is fantastic to limit supplies. Oh, let's see. Sarah Lynn, it says she's making her honey's Valentine's card. How fun. I love that. Okay, so quickly, I'm going to show. Before we dive into today's project and talk about card making, I did do an impromptu live on Wednesday. I had been wanting to make these. I had been wanting to do a video, and I thought, you know what? I'm making them anyway. How about I just jump on live and create them? So I did put a link down in the description for making these wood hearts with felt flower decor on them. Plus I did do a little, here's the finish for everyone who didn't get to see. I did go ahead and stamp a little piece of paper with a Tim Holtz little phrase from his love notes. It's on a little Tim Holtz stick pin. I also added a couple of other little stick pins and some ribbon in the finish. And I just wanted to share these. These hearts I actually tagged in this video too are from Target. The bigger one is $5. You can see it's a nice thick wood, which is awesome. So they sit right on my shelf. And the small one comes in a set of 3, also $5. So just something fun. I know that our Valentine's crafting may be over, which is totally fine, but consider doing them in other colorways. I think that would be cool too. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Maureen. Loved the video on Wednesday. That makes me so happy. Judy says it's really windy in New Mexico. It's really windy here in Kansas, too. 0 stars for today. Okay, so that was the first thing I wanted to mention. Now, I know a lot of you also like stitching and stitching content. I did put a link down below. I've teamed up with Steph of Lindy Stitches for Market releases. Market is a little less than a month away. She has a lot of pre-orders and things, so if you are looking for... I am going to unplug my headphones hard. Hold on. If you are looking for pre-orders for all the new things. You can find those there. Okay, Ginger, you are not late at all. Okay, guys, let's see. The rain stopped and it's beautiful and sunny. Well, that sounds amazing. It is not lovely here. It is definitely windy. Let's see. Sandy says she missed the live, but watch later. Thank you so, so much. Okay, can you guys tell me, are you hearing a weird echoey sound by any chance? Let me know. I'm wondering if it's just on my end or if you guys are hearing it too. I'm going to guess you're hearing it too, which I'm not exactly sure how to fix. All right. So let's talk a little bit. Ta-da! Let's talk a little bit about the March Simon Says Stamp card kit, which is called, let's see, No Echo. Okay, I'm just taking my headphones out. Fantastic. It is just on my end, and while it's great to hear myself, usually it's giving me a weird echo, which must just be my headphones. So fantastic. As long as you guys can hear good, that is all I care about. Okay, Tweet Friend is the name of the March card kit, which is what we're going to use today. And I'm going to show you everything that comes in the kit. And then we're going to talk about the add-on for the kit. And I'm going to show you kind of how I break out the kit, how I plan my cards with it. And hopefully it kind of helps. Maybe it will inspire when you get your card kits from wherever you get them from, to give you some ideas. And if you get the Simon Says Stamp card kit, hopefully it will kind of maybe jumpstart your ideas for when your kit hits your house. Okay, so obviously kind of the focal point, I think, of each card kit every month is the stamp set. And the stamp set this month is probably one of my favorites. Look at the cute little birdies. Look at that little mailbox. I mean, this would be adorable for a Valentine's card, and also all of our springtime cards, which I know we're going to be going into. Cute little branches, bird baths, all of these wonderful sentiments. I love the big kind of loopy, fun handwritten sentiment with all of the little sentiment phrases. So this is awesome. This comes in the kit. Next up, we have a new 3D, no, this one isn't 3D. I think this is just embossing. Embossing folder. This is called Drifting Flowers. This is so cool with the big flower up here and then like all of these little scattery flowers coming down. Super fun. Lots of great things to do with this as well. I will do something with this later on. I am not planning on using it today, but as always, I'm live. Plans could change. Okay, next, I thought this was really cool. Bows are everywhere. This is called the Pretty Bows from Simon Says Stamp. And I feel like we're seeing these all over the place in design. Not even just paper crafting. I have seen them in quilting, all kinds of things. Imagine adding them to square die cuts and making like little gift boxes all over your card, hanging them on wreaths, adding them to your little critter die cuts. I mean, guys, the possibilities are endless. So, so cute. And something kind of fun to note and notice, these are not tabbed, which is awesome. I don't think that's the deal on all Simon Says Stamp dies, but it is on these, which is great. And I really love that the bows are all different for different kind of, uses and occasions and all of that good stuff. So we're going to use those today. Then we're getting some fun ephemera. So we're getting some Tim Holtz Ideology, all of these fun little pieces. I don't know if I'm going to use these today or not, but they're always an option. I love this My Whole Heart. This actually would be so cute. My cross stitchers, this would be so cute added to like a little Valentine's pillow finish with a pin. Oh, that would be adorable. This one says, to the moon and back. Just remember, a beautiful thing is never perfect. Yep, I need that note every day. And imagination is the reality of the dreamer. I just love these. I have a huge collection of these anyway. Love, love, love. Libby says bows are super trendy and her teen is obsessed. Okay, that is so good to know. Thank you, Libby. Then you do get some of this silver metallic cord, a little bit of it in your kit. I do want to show that Simon Says Stamp is now offering a spool of silver metallic cord. So if you want to pick up a whole spool, that is awesome. 32 yards, friends. This is going to be, oh, I have the hiccups. That's great. This would be great for all of your ornaments, tag making, wrapping around cards. That's probably what we're going to use it for today. I have to get a drink. I am so sorry. That is cute. Can you buy them individually somewhere? Shari, what are we talking about? What did I miss? Oh, maybe she said a bow in her hair. Oh, thank you. Mitzi said she just finished watching my rolled flower Valentine video from this morning and lost track. Yes. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Mitzi. I forgot to mention I do have a new edited video up on my channel this morning. It's Valentine's themed, so definitely go check it out if you love lawn fawn and you want some Valentine's inspiration, fun, or just happiness, something fun to watch today. The Tim Holtz charms. Shari, they come in packages. Not like individual, but they do come in like a package with several different ones in them, and I think they're really, really fun. Thank you for clarifying. Sometimes I forget what I was talking about. Okay, next up, now that my hiccups are over, you get some awesome pattern paper included in the kit. And this is from Paper Rose, the Flower Shop collection. I actually really, really love Paper Rose paper. I have found pattern paper. I have found myself very drawn to it. We are for sure using pattern paper in today's cards. Pattern paper is something that I feel like I get asked about a lot in regards to how to use it on cards. And so I thought, let's go ahead and showcase how to use some of these beautiful patterns. They are all double-sided, but let's see how we can use these creatively in our card making today. Then you're getting this awesome new bubblegum color of glitter cardstock, and we are going to use this. I do think I'm going to die cut my bow, or at least one of my bows from this. We shall see. We're getting an envelope, which is always great for being able to instantly mail out your beautiful card designs. And then we are also getting 4 single-sided sheets from the Tim Holtz Ideology Confections collection, which are all in these beautiful metallic colors, perfect for springtime. We are going to utilize these today, and I'm going to show you that here in a little bit. And then with a stamp set that is so color heavy, like line art heavy, so it's very good for coloring, we are getting 2 sheets of Nina 110-pound weight solar white cardstock. Perfect for stamping and coloring our images, perfect for card bases, whatever you want to use these for. Hello, Karen. Let's see. Oh, Karen wore her little puppy Hattie's bow the other day because she hates them. Oh, that's so funny. All right. Paralyzed with pattern paper. Okay, well, hopefully I will make them a little bit more fun today. Oh, good. Shari found them. That is perfect. Laura says a collector of pattern paper, but finds she rarely uses it. Hopefully we change that today. Okay, so that is the kit. Super great value. Now, the add-on If you are like me and you are not a fussy cutting fan, there is a wonderful die set that coordinates with the Tweet Friend stamp set. These are tabbed, but it even die cuts the sentiments, so you can better believe we are going to be using those today, as well as some of the images from this set, because I love that. Fantastic. So we're also going to be using that. From my stash so far, I pulled only 2 things. Well, no, that's a lie. I pulled 3. I pulled out the nested domed arches and the nested domed arch frames. We're going to use these to just kind of help make our pattern paper a little bit more, I don't know, how's the word? Sophisticated, I suppose. I mean, it's kind of sophisticated already. It's going to add interest, though. I always love a fantastic basic, whether it's a rectangle, circle, domed arch like this, oval, whatever it is. I do think it kind of helps to frame up some of the pattern paper, which is my plan for that today, and we're going to do it right here on camera. Patrice says, I don't like to fussy cut, right? Not fun, ever. And then finally, also from my stash, I did pull out some of these positively dazzling gems in the pastel tones because I thought they matched the rest of the kit. And of course we need gems, right? Let's see. Kathy says the metallic paper is gorgeous. It really, really is. So let's go ahead and move some things to the side for a minute. And we are going to start with our pattern paper and our nested domed arches. And I'm going to show you how I plan when I start a card. So I instantly pulled out my pattern paper. Pattern paper first. And as I'm looking at it, this was the first pattern paper that just definitely popped out at me. This wreath is absolutely stunning. So pretty. So real quick, let's just take a peek what's on the back. You know what? I like this side better, so that's all as well with this one. So we're definitely going to keep this one. We're going to try to make 2 cards today, friends. So let's see how that goes. The other one, because I had an idea for this, I went through my pattern paper and I'm like, okay, what else has like a big scene building type of design on it where I could create something similar? Well, we have the cute little flower cart. I love this. I love the background. That's the other thing I love about both of these. The background, while patterned, is very, very subtle, allowing the pattern paper to really shine. And again, it's a super busy pattern on the back. I'm okay that we're not going to get to use that. So we're going to try to make a card with each of these. And what I thought was fun is I took my nested domed arch dies, and first I just took the nested domed arch die. And I thought we could have our wreath. I mean, we're going to lose a little bit of it. That's okay. But we can have it kind of through this nested domed arch window, if you will, and it'll look really cute. We can add one of those die cut bows. We're going to add a couple little birdies. It's really, really cute. I think that'll be adorable. So I grabbed that set, and it wouldn't have to be the exact same size, but I do think this size is going to work really well. And I took it over here to this pattern, and I thought, well, that's really cute too. So these are great. That's what we're going to use for each of these in some way. But before, I only have one of each of these. So before I die cut, I kind of want to make a plan. Let's see. Laura Rumble said, if Callie Person was a pattern paper, she would be this wreath paper. That is so hilarious. I'm going to have to tell her that. So I think this is cute. And on its own, I for sure could and probably will die cut it with this nested domed arch. But I'm going to be placing it on a background. What do I want to do? Well, I looked through. I didn't really get solid cardstock in the kit. Yes, do I have solid cardstock in my stash? Absolutely. I could totally dive into my stash, but a lot of times I like to challenge myself to use things from the kit, and there's so many good things. So we are going to grab a couple more papers from the kit to use. And I am going to use this pink and this green. They're kind of that damask looking. They have script in the background. You guys know already this is the one I'm going to use. These are the ones I'm going to use because that's my jam. And I looked at these. These are really pretty too. If this right here had been a full 6x6 sheet, that would have been the paper I used because I love that birdhouse. So we'll have to find, I actually have another idea for this. I'm going to save this for another card for another day. This is also super beautiful and I think could be used really cute. And I do love this blue and white distressy stripe. This is actually one of my favorite. These right here are some of my favorite kinds of pattern paper because I find them very usable. Okay. Libby agrees with Laura that this paper is Cali person. Shari, you need to text her and tell her that because I think that's funny. Okay, so my next plan. I thought, well, let's add some sort of a background. I do think I might do tone on tone, kind of. We might do green over here. Either way, it's going to be good. So I was looking at my pattern paper and I thought, well, I kind of think these are going to go together nicely. So what I want to do is I'm going to take the nested domed arch frame and I thought, well, if the outer part of my card is this, the inner part or what's inside the frame is the decorative part. I like that, but I want some definition between the two patterns. That's where our metallic paper is going to come into play. So let's look at these and kind of pick what we want to use. I really think I'm going to use, these. Yeah, I think I'm going to use green and the teal. And we're going to die cut some frames. So let's go ahead and start die cutting all of the pieces for our design. I am going to go ahead, I think, and we are going to cut these down. Myra says the papers are beautiful. Oh yes, they really, really are. So we're going to start with 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch panels of our pattern paper. And I'm just going to double check because again, I don't have extra in the case things go wrong. And I say this as someone who has had it go wrong more than once. Okay, that's 5.5. And we're going to go ahead and do our other background as well. Shari says she texted her. That's awesome. Thanks, Shari. Okay, so we have our backgrounds. And from our backgrounds, I'm going to look at my dies. And I want to make sure these are going to, I always forget, I want to make sure these work together perfectly. Yes. Okay, so what we're going to do is going to take a little temporary adhesive and I am going to die cut my nested domed arch from each background. And I'm going to just eyeball and center it. Now, because I'm going to be putting something else in the center, I'm going to be left with a nice big piece of pattern paper that I'm for sure keeping because we can use that for something else. Probably not today, but it will be great for another project at another time. Okay, let's just move these so I can get my die cut machine. Alrighty, I'm going to grab one more piece of tape. Sometimes with these bigger dies, I really want to double check that they're not going to shift when I am die cutting. Happy Valentine's Day, Sandy. Does anyone have really fun plans for tonight or today? Let us know what you're doing. Okay, we're just going to carefully pop that out. And see, this is going to make a beautiful card. I'll probably do something else with that for some more cards with this kit this month. Why not? Same goes for this one. You could leave the paper solid if you wanted to and just layer the other pieces on. Oops. Okay, don't look too close. Oh good, you can't even see. So the screw fell out of my handle for my die cut machine and I haven't put it back in, so my handle just fell off. Does anyone else do that? Okay, there we go. So we have some nice thin frames now. And I'm just going to go ahead and save that extra paper. All right, next up, I want to have my metallic frame that goes inside here. Actually, we're going to go ahead and take this die. I lie. Judy says her husband is cooking a special dinner for us tonight. Oh, I love that. Susie said she made herself a big cup of hot chocolate. Nice. Oh, Sharon said they went to dinner last night to beat the rush tonight. That's a good idea. Okay, so actually before I put this die away, and because I still have tape on it, I'm going to go ahead and die cut the pieces that I want to use from this pattern paper. So I'm just taping it in place. I'm actually just going to cut this down with my scissors so it rolls through a little bit nicer. So fun fact about my die cut machine, I actually haven't had a screw in my machine probably in 3 months. I don't even know why I'm so lazy to put it back in, but true story. So sometimes it falls out and I get mad. And every time I think, well, Smarty, you should really put the screw back in there so it doesn't do that anymore. Okay, now I want to look at my wreath paper, and I really want to determine, I want a little bit of this white space, so I am going to shift it over just a little bit. Kind of like so. Not too much. We want to maintain as much of the wreath. So maybe just a little bit of space right there. I think that looks good. Let's get it going straight though. Oh, nice. So, let's see, Linda got to go out for a nice lunch. Going out for dinner tonight. Oh, good. Shari said Matt bought you the flower Legos. Which set, Shari? I love those. I actually have a set that I need to put together. Libby says she's done the same thing. Thank goodness, you guys. I mean, it's just embarrassing, kind of, that it takes me so long and I just leave it like that. Okay, so there's our little cutout of our wreath. Perfect. All right, next thing. I want that frame. So we're going to take our metallic papers, and I am using my smaller platinum, not my big one today. So that's why I'm cutting down all my paper a little bit. I'm just going to cut these down. And then we're going to roll them through with the nested domed arch frame. So yes, I'm using the nested domed arch, and I'm also using the nested domed arch frame. This also will leave me with some pretty big pieces of metallic cardstock that can then be used for something else. Oh, I love the mini orchid. Shari, Brendan has that one. He really likes it. My son is so funny. My oldest son, he has a couple of the Lego floral sets, and he uses them to decorate his apartment. I thought that was so cute. Oh, Tabitha. Tabitha's husband had shoulder surgery, and he's... Oh, she said he's not a baby and trying to be self-sufficient. Well, hopefully he doesn't try to do too much. Wishing him very speedy healing wishes, Tabitha. I'm sorry, somebody's at the door. Oops, and Frank's going to alert us to stranger danger. I'm going to mute it just a second. Okay. I think he's done barking. Nope. I'm so sorry, you guys. Alrighty. Oh, Myra said Costco had 2 flower Lego sets. Nice. Alright, let's look at what we have so far and make a plan. We have our outer frame. We have our little inner piece. Ta-da-ta-da. And we have our little metallic frame. I really hope this isn't... There we go. Beautiful. It gives us the perfect little bit of dimension between the two. Or definition, not dimension. Definition. And here's our little teal one. Oh, thank you, Nicola. That's so nice. Marisha says, I love Legos. I need to assemble the love set. Oh, I thought the love set was so cool. Yeah, Shari, Frank and Scout could be stranger danger buddies together. Odin won't. Odin will run to the door, but he's quiet about it. Frank is not quiet. Okay, I know we could make card bases from our kit, but I'm going to save that paper because I like the pre-made card bases from Simon. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to fold and score them. Sharon says she loves the Paper Roses paper. I do too. It is so beautiful. And we're going to go ahead and assemble our backgrounds. And what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to flip it over. Just kind of look at it. Just double checking. All right. We're going to take our outer part of our frame. No, I lie. We're going to actually take our card. We're going to lay it here on our card base, and we are going to add some glue. Hi, Callie. And I'm just going to use it as a guide to place my little plant shop here on my card. I mean, really, you could pop a sentiment on this and this card would be done just like this. It is such beautiful paper. All right. Now that we have our placement, I'm going to take some thin foam adhesive strips. These are my favorite. Oh, Shari, it's your first flower Lego set. That is so fun. So the kids got me at Christmas time, they had this really pretty set that had like orange slices in it and I don't know, all kinds of things. It was really cool. And then we actually didn't end up getting it put together. We were going to do it as a family, and I can't remember what happened. So we're just going to frame up our outer part here. With a little foam. Callie, I find that hard to believe. Callie says she's no good with pattern paper, but you guys all know Callie is good with all things. Lies. Or, you know what, Callie? It's okay. You do such beautiful work anyway. You don't need it. Okay, so now I am going to pop my frame up with some foam. Some questions about Odin's name. So, we settled on Odin. Yes, character name, Marvel. And yes, I saw that Kathy, I think, said Odin is a Norse god. Yes. But our plan had been, when we got Odin, we had always said we would get 2, and we were going to name them Thor and Loki because we thought it would be funny. Well, I didn't feel like getting 2 dogs when we got Odin. And so we got 1, and we didn't want to waste our Thor and Loki names. So we named him Odin instead. And I don't know, it's just perfect. And then, what do you know, we do end up getting another dog, but not right away. We didn't get Frank until almost 4 years later. So, he still didn't get a Thor or Loki name. We're still saving those for if we get 2 together at some point. Okay, I love a little bit of foam because see how it makes it look like you're looking through the nested domed arch into the scene? That is why I love using a little bit of foam like that. Then we're just going to glue this guy down. Kathy says she forgot about Marvel. Yeah, that's really... I don't even know how I mean, it wasn't like it was something that we were super passionate about or anything. We were having a hard time finding a name, and I think one of the kids maybe suggested that, and we were like, you know what, that sounds good. So that's how that came to be. And when you're working with skinny little frames like this, I find it best to be just really slow and methodical in working with it. So you don't kind of skew it, kind of make a little mess. It is going to be slightly bigger. I remember this now about these frames, but I don't really mind. Okay, ta-da! Okay, very cute. Let's do the other one. Let's see, Linda says she's never heard of flower Legos, so she had to pop over to Amazon to check them out. Oh my gosh, they're so much fun. They really are cool. I think especially for anyone who loved Legos as kiddos or with your kiddos, whatever. I kind of love that they're grown-up Legos. I mean, Legos are good for all ages, is kind of the rule in our house, but... There we go. Let's see. Rachel says she loves the little pop of foil. I do too. I generally like my foiled accents in small doses. I love it, but I don't like it to overwhelm the rest of the design. Kathy says they have an Odie and decided his full name is Odysseus. I love that. We call Odin Odie a lot. Our little sing-song things. You know how you You name your pets and then you have nicknames for them. Yeah. Oh my goodness, Cassie, are you doing cross-stitch inventory? Girl. Yuck. It's really needed though, isn't it? I mean, just craft supply inventory. Oh, that's so nice. Callie, I've seen that typewriter one, and it is really cute. They're just fun, and they last, plus it's a fun activity that you can do with others. I don't know. I agree. I really like the Lego flower sets. Oh, Barbara says she got her new daughter-in-law some of the flower Lego sets for her birthday last month. Oh, that's so fun. I love that so many of you love those. I kept meaning, I need to go see if Target still has the roses one on sale. They did, and I don't think I picked it up, which was probably dumb. I thought it would be perfect for Valentine's Day. I can get myself some flowers that won't die. All right. Ta-da! Oh, how fun! She has C-3PO waiting to be assembled. Okay, so Ethan loves the Star Wars Lego ones. Here's something fun that Ethan and I send each other from Instagram. I will send him like cool display ideas for Star Wars Legos. Or he'll send them to me because he'll want it. There are so many cool ideas out there for like display and whatnot. That's kind of Ethan and I's thing, is we send those to each other. Or he sends me teenager inappropriate things that I'm like, don't send that to me. Send that to your brother. And your friends. No, he's pretty good. Oh, you also have a Luna, aka Lunatic. That's cute. Okay, here are our bases for our cards. And this is a lot of times kind of how I plan about it. Now, obviously, I looked at the stamp set and I kind of already had a general idea of what I was going to do. So let's get out our bow. Let's get out our stamps, not the dies yet, just our stamps. And from here, we are going to plan out what all we want to use. Alrighty. So I definitely think, of course, our wreath is going to need a beautiful ribbon bow. I mean, right? So you can have it hang up high. You could put it down here at the bottom. I don't really know, and we could even pick a different one if we wanted to. I don't really know if I want to add it to this one yet or not. We will see. Haven't determined if there's like the perfect spot for it. I also want to have, these are the birds that actually decided they were going to live in my wreath on my front door 2 years ago and ruin it. But these are paper birds, so I'm not feeling angry at them. And I want to have a couple of little birdies kind of sitting here. I mean, we could even do the little bird in the little baby birdie down here in the nest, just like the real ones that were on my front door. True, true. I had to throw that whole wreath away. I was not in a very good mood about it either. And let's see. Let's figure out our greetings that we want to put. Look how cute. Let's put this behind it. We have wishing you a tweet-rific. I think that's so fun. You are the tweetest. Oh, so cute. So let's say wishing you a happy birthday. you are the tweetest. I think that's what we want to do here. Oh, Diana says she needs to get the bow dies. They're adorable. They really are. So we're going to kind of play around with our placement for this. I always like to have a plan, or I don't leave room for our sentiments. And then we can have this little birdie sitting like this. I think that's going to be really cute. Okay, this one is mostly planned. For this one, what do we want to do for this? I almost think that we could have a little branch, almost like there's a little branch. We'll pop it up. We'll see if we like this. Kind of in the foreground, and the little flower stand is back there. Look at the cute music notes that we could add to this. Kathy says we now get house benches every year, either in my hanging baskets or side lights. Oh, yes. I love this font too, Callie. I think we're going to do sending you big hugs for your birthday. Yes. I think that would be cute. And we just need to figure out kind of how we want to do this. If I can make this work. Or we could do sending you big hugs. Or for your bird day, sending you big hugs. Okay, I kind of like that. So that's my general plan. Let's stamp and color. How about it? I'm going to grab one of these sheets of Nina that come in our kit. And I'm just going to cut mine in half so that it fits in my Misty nicely. And just scoot those out of the way. Oh, okay, so Shari says, Karen, our friend Karen, she says, tells her to look away. Karen doesn't like birds very much. Karen, I'm sorry. I should have warned you. I should have had a warning on my disclaimer on the video, right? So out of all of this, I am really only stamping these 3 things, and we're going to incorporate these into our pretty little scenes made from pattern paper. And I'm just going to ink these up with a nice black ink, perfect for alcohol ink coloring. And I'm going to stamp them more than once. This is the first time I've ever used these. Koi says she had a bird build a nest on her front porch light and had 5 eggs hatch in it. Yes. So here's what happened. You guys, it's a whole ordeal. I don't even know if I should. It was bad. It was so bad. So what I did was I took the wreath off the front door. And I thought I can take the wreath off the front door. Hopefully I can like clean it up and clean it out. I'd made it. It was like this really pretty patriotic wreath. I got all this ribbon and decor and stuff, and I made it myself, and I really loved it. And so I set it in the garage because the birds were gone, or so I thought. And then I had to take the power washer and power wash my front door, front porch, because it was disgusting. And then I kept hearing some tweeting in the garage. Here, I'm going to come back for a minute. I kept hearing tweeting in the garage. You guys can guess. I had a little birdie in the garage who also made a mess all over my garage. Had to power wash the garage out too. I just threw the wreath away after that. After I made sure we had no more birds, and I finally did get him out of the garage. Me running around the garage trying with a broom, trying to gently move him on out because he was little. I don't know if he made it. I'm sorry. But he was flying about, but he'd fly a little bit and then he'd try to hide. And so I finally did get him out of the garage. But yeah, it was a whole thing. I threw the wreath away. I was so unhappy. But I've had other wreaths since then and they have not liked those. So it must have been something about that one I made. Anyway, okay. Let's color. And let's find what we're going to use. I'm just going to pull out. I'm going to use Olo markers today to do my coloring. Why can't I find what I'm looking for? Okay. Well, did I put it somewhere? Oh well. Let's find some of these. I did not really pre-plan my coloring today, so we're just going to do this on the fly too. Oh, thank you, Linda. I'm representing Valentine's today. I tried to come dressed for the day, right? Let's grab a couple of these. Let's keep that one. Okay, we're going to start with this. I'm going to move this out of the way, though, for a minute. Okay, I'm going to start with my branch, but I'm still looking for... What happened to my marker? Maybe it's in here. Maybe I'm just not looking in the right place. Maybe it got... Oh, here it is. We had swallows. Yes, it was a swallow. And swallows are the worst. So here's the funny thing. I was telling my mom and dad about this story because I have this vivid memory of my mother when I was a kid. We had barn swallows who would nest on the front porch every year. And Mom got mad because they made such a giant mess. And so my reenactment of her made my dad laugh. I just did this last November. I was doing my reenactment of Mom. He thought it was funny. She didn't. I mean, she thought it was funny, but he definitely thought it was funnier. Lori says it's hard to pick from so many different pretty colors, right? So I'm just going to do my branch first because that's definitely the little delicate part that I was looking all over for OR 3.4. Random question, is it best to store Zig's alcohol markers right side up or upside down for storage? Zig's. Okay, Zig's are not alcohol markers. So if you're asking two different questions, I store my Zigs on their side. They're a water-based marker. And then I store my alcohol ink markers. It doesn't matter, right, Lori? I'm going to let Lori handle that question because Lori's here. And Lori is our Olo. She's the resident Olo expert. She didn't know that I was going to make her the expert today, but I am. All right. We're going to use a little bit of this. I mean, she is the expert. She just didn't know I was going to put her on the spot, is what I meant to say. Haha. Dana says she gets a woodpecker that sits in the tree right in the front of the giant window every year and sees himself. Oh, no. So we're just going to do all of our little flowers. I'm going to lay down my dark color first. I'm just doing super easy breezy coloring today. These images that I picked are not super big, so I'm just going to try to kind of keep my shading to a minimum. I start with my dark color, and then I like to kind of blend it on out with my mid-tone or lightest, depending on how many I'm going to use per color family. I goof with the name I have, Zigs. Oh, okay. With your Zigs, I just store mine on their side. I really don't know if there's a correct way. You guys might have to answer that because I don't know. Oh no, Rachel says she drove around with a year with a bird nest in her car. Oh my gosh. How does that happen? So for my flowers, I am going to use 3 colors or 3 shades in the color family. Pretty, pretty. All right, we need some greens now. And I am going to question. Okay, Lori's got that, so I don't need to answer. So I'm going to grab some greens here, and I'm going to lay down my dark first, try to be sparing with it. And then we're going to blend it out with our lighter shade. And I'm using some yellow greens here for this. And just trying to use a pretty light hand. I'm even going to go with YG 8.3, my lightest shade, just for the rest of that, to blend out the rest of this. So I used 8.7, 8.5, and 8.3 for my leaves. And really, with my light color, I just kind of end up going over most of the leaf with that. All right, pretty, springy. All right, I think for my little birds, I think I'm going to use this color combo, but I'm going to test it. No, I don't think I'm going to. I so lied. I lied about that. We're actually going to use this color combo. And I am going to kind of go in. We're just going to do all little blue birds here today. I don't really go for realistic images here. I just go for fun. Whatever I think matches my card. I also think some neutrals would have been cute, but I felt like going colorful. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling the springish vibes. I'm ready. It's cold. It's windy. So now I'm for sure ready for spring. So I went in with BG 2.4 first. And then I'm going to go in, actually, before I do that, I'm going to take a little YO00 first. And I'm just going to add a little bit of yellow here to the belly area of my bird. There we go. And I'm going to go with my 2.3 now and just pull that color out a little bit more. We're going to end with our lightest color here in a bit. I haven't colored in a little while. This is kind of nice. Diana says she's so ready for spring. Yes. I have found myself thinking it more and more. It's always, I mean, I think I joked about this already in another live, but when Christmas is over and we've had a snowfall, I'm like, great, it's time. It's time for spring. Hello, Olivia. Okay, we're going to take 2.1, the lightest color I picked here, and I'm just going to kind of pull all this color down and just to my little light yellowish area. I'm likely going to have to go back over this to add some definition, but I generally like to try to get my color down first, and then from there I can kind of gauge what else do I want to do. Do I need to add some darker shadows, etc. Oh, Koi, I'm so sorry, but happy belated birthday. All right. Oh, they're looking cute. Question, since we are all family, what's for dinner? Just kidding. Oh, right. Okay, I think I'm making the lemon chicken pasta is what I think I'm going to make. It's super good. It's easy. It's a Pioneer Woman recipe that I've had for years and I've actually used for years. Whoops, I'm getting a little bit aggressive. I'm actually taking BG 2.5 to add in some darker shadows and shading here and there. But I got a little aggressive, so I'm going to go back with my 2.1 and kind of fix that up a little bit. I think that's what I am going to do or make tonight with a salad and some garlic bread. Donna says she's a little hungry. Same. I actually did not eat lunch before I went live, which is a bad habit of, I tend to do that a lot on Fridays for some reason. I really need to be a little bit more prepared and have my lunch ahead of time, but I usually just eat lunch later, but that'll be for supper. So I'll probably just do something easy and quick for my lunch. Probably leftovers. But that will be supper tonight. I wish I could think of the actual name of it, but it's a pasta dish with like grilled chicken in it, some basil, lemon, cheese, Parmesan, cream sauce, super good. It's the dish I make that when Ethan's here and he comes in, he's like, oh, it smells like Olive Garden in here, which is the highest praise from Ethan. Jennifer says all that's missing is a glass of white wine. Yes. Oh, before I put the lid on my dark color, I'm going to just go in and add maybe a few little specks, not a ton. We're just going to add a little interest. Maybe. I don't like this wing. What happened here, do you suppose? And our little baby birdie. All right, that's looking pretty good. Risa says, don't know what it's called. I can't think of it. You know what? I will find it and I'll post it on my community page because I'm sure there's a link to it on the Pioneer Woman blog. I mean, I have been making it for years and years, like 12 years probably. It's an OG Pioneer Woman recipe that we just like. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of orange now, just a little teeny tiny touch of dark orange. This is OR 1.6, and I'm going to take just this little lighter color I might need to get a little bit darker color. I lie. Might be reevaluating. No, OR 1.3. That's what I was looking for. We're just gonna kind of finish coloring in the beaks. Oh, they're coming to life. And I added little pink cheeks. Maureen says she's so over winter, right? I'm so done. It's cold, it's awful, and it's going to be cold and awful. Okay, we're going to do the nest. And I'm just going to go in with one of my YO 2.5. And I have my 2.0 still out, and I might just go in, just kind of dabbing more than coloring. Kind of get a nice little base there. And I'm also going to go with my YO 2.7. And I'm not actually going to color with this. I'm just going to kind of swipe in some of this dark color to build up my nest. All right, friends, coloring is complete. We'll put these away later. We're going to throw them on the floor right now. And let's grab the add-on coordinating dies for this Tweet Friend stamp set. Looks like quite a few are not fans of winter. I am not a fan of winter. I like all of the other seasons. I do like having all seasons. I will say that. I like having all seasons. Just wish winter lasted about 2 weeks. So maybe I'm not a fan of all seasons. Whatever. I'm using some wire snips to pop these apart. And we're just going to tape them down so we can run them all through at once. Lori is saying LOL, and all that matters is what shows in the window, right? It's a good thing that you guys can't see the mess that generally happens once I start crafting. The crafter math, you guys. It's the aftermath of crafting. Oh, man. And it's a real thing. The birdies are so cute. Myrna says, yes, they are. Yeah, I agree. We only need winter for Christmas, basically, I guess. What's funny is I feel like where I live, it's always, like, I shouldn't say always, but 9 times out of 10, the weather is usually somewhat decent on Christmas. Which is crazy. We don't generally get the more, like, wintry weather until January, February. And by that point, I'm like, well, no thanks. No more. Callie says 2 weeks of winter and 1 snow would be perfect. I missed the coloring. Oh no, Tabitha. Were you on nurse duty? Madge says they're supposed to get rain tomorrow, turning into snow. See, now that's a 0-star situation right there. Because rain that turns into snow turns into ice when it freezes. Not my fan. I'm not a fan, pardon me, of that whatsoever. We're supposed to have terrible cold wind chill next week. Madge says she gets spring fever on January 2nd. Madge, yes. I'm right there with you, girl. All right. And we need a nest. There it is. Sometimes I have to, like, pull it way far away from me and guess and be like, which one is it? And Kathy is a big fan of the cold. Yep. Kathy, I'm kind of there with you. I'm actually would be okay if it was just like 80, 75 to 80. No, I said that wrong. 65 to 80 all of the time would be my ideal weather. Tabitha says yesterday -11 and today 23. Ugh. It's a real warm streak there, Tabitha. Oh, goodness. Okay. So, let's pull our cards back in now that our coloring is done. And let's do a little evaluation of what we've got going on before we start attaching things. All right. I am going to try something. I hope it doesn't ruin these. I feel like I maybe picked kind of a brighter color than I really would have liked for my flower. So I'm actually going to try to do I think that yellow is too dark. I'm going to just do a little bit of my YO color over this just to kind of help mute the pink just a little. I'm not really changing the color per se, but I'm hoping that it warms it up and makes it a little less bright now that I see it with my pattern paper. Yeah, I actually kind of like that. Okay, perfect. Okay, I am still going to, or I'm still wanting to have my little branch and my birdie here. Oh, that's going to be cute. Oh, I forgot to die cut my bow, so we're going to do that. Thank you so much. I think they're turning out really cute. We still have a little bit to do, but that's okay. I really wanted to show the concept of taking your card kit and working with it from start to finish instead of doing a lot of the pre-work. Oh my goodness, these bows, you guys. Oh, these bows are so much fun. Look at that little glittery bow. That's going to be adorable. I love that. All right. And it's so detailed. It's so delicate and so pretty. Let's grab our first little baby birdie. And we're going to put some little foam back behind it. Thank you so much, Shirley. We're going to, let's just kind of look at this. I'm going to have my little baby birdie sitting down here in the bottom of my wreath. And then we're just going to kind of right on top or right near the bottom part of the wreath, we're going to tuck our little bow. So it's kind of like his little birdie nest tucked in here to our bow. There we go. We're going to just let that sit and dry up a little bit. I don't think I'm going to stamp anything extra on this one, so we're going to go ahead and put some foam on the back of our birds and pop these up as well. Thank you, Linda. They're turning out, it's turning out pretty cute. It really is. So I'm going to just try to find a branch in my pattern paper so that it looks like our little bird is standing there in it, tweeting and chirping all about it. Question. Do a live card making session on Fridays. I'm not sure of your question. Do you mean in person? I don't know that I'm understanding your question. I'm sorry. we're going to have this one right about here. I can tuck my sentiment underneath, I believe. Okay. And this one, I am going to snip off just a tiny bit of my branch. Thank you, Patrice. I always love when it starts to all kind of come together. Takes a minute from start to finish, but it's fun to watch it just kind of start to take shape from all the different elements to the end result. I don't know why, but I always just find that such a fascinating thing in all crafting. All right. Let me see. I just kind of want it to look like this tree is over here. This magnolia tree is out over here, and one of the branches is kind of hanging out, and we're looking through to the beautiful flower stand off into the distance. I don't know if I can do it just like that. A lot of times the cards are subject to change depending on availability. So there have been times that I have changed my mind, and I really can't, I mean, if I was doing it as a class, that wouldn't be the case, but because I'm not doing these lives as a class, sometimes I will make an adjustment and change what we're doing because the products aren't available, and that's really not fun for anyone. I've done that a couple of times, and when I didn't realize product was out of stock, and let's just say that the feedback was to not do that. Okay, we're going to stamp some sentiments. I can keep it in mind for the future, though. Let me get some cardstock. I'm going to use some black cardstock for this, and we're actually just, I'm not going to take my other stamps out right now. Tanya says she's so going to buy the bow set. Isn't the bow set fun? I'm just going to prep my cardstock here. And I want my sentiments to really stand out. So I am going to take some black cardstock from my stash, and we're going to stamp everything at once and do all of our die cutting at once. At least, well, I guess most of it, not all. The phrases, I am afraid, are probably going to have to be stamped or die cut, pardon, on their own. But I think that this will be nice and showy and show up really nice against our color. Tammy says she can't wait to get her kit. Oh, that's so fun. It is a really, really fun kit. I can't wait for you to get your kit either and create some amazing things with it. Because even though I used and am using a lot of things from the kit, oh, let's stamp that one more time. There is a lot that I have not even touched in today's cards. So you really kind of can get the most out of this kit. All right. Lots and lots of fun ideas. Pattern paper can often, you can find ways to incorporate it into things you already do. So one of the things I love to do is to create like scene cards or colored images. And if you can find a way, especially sometimes in a lot of these kits or whatnot, they'll come with patterns that are perfect for adding to your scene. Just a different way to look at it rather than starting from scratch and stenciling and ink blending or die cutting, which is also great and fun. But this is kind of a quicker way to create that background. All right, we've got a little white embossing powder. Let's get our heat tool. Let me know if you're working on any fun crafty projects this weekend. I think I'm going to finish sewing my quilt blocks together. I have them sewn. I just need to put them all together and get my top sewn together so I can get it shipped off. Oh, good. I'm so glad you got your card, Suki, Scrap, and Fox. Barb, nope. I'm just using my Hero Arts one. I did not get another one because I forget to order it every time I place an order. Nope, I pretty much just, it's the same thing as putting the screw into my die cut machine. I'm lazy about that as well. This font is so good. Like, literally, I'm dying over how cute this font is. I would love a whole, like several, I was going to say a whole stamp set, but several stamp sets with this font. Ugh, this is cute, cute. Okay, now for my phrases, I'm going to use my favorite skinny sentiment label die. We're just going to have to cut it several times. Making some block cards for YouTube series, yay. Fully finishing cross-stitch ornament. Callie says she wants more time. Yeah, it's one of those things. I always have these grand plans for all this. Like, I don't know who I think I am. Where I think this time comes from. That I'm going to have all this time to do all these things each week. I seriously, every week think, oh, I'm going to get all these things done. And at the end of the week, I'm like, girl, no, you didn't. Good try, though. I probably got a fourth of the things that I wanted to do done. Maybe. Maybe. Question, what is your ink recommendation for alcohol ink coloring? Oh, I use Hero Arts Intensified Black. This is the ink I always use for alcohol ink coloring. Great question. Doing homework for the Concord and 9th Winter Retreat. Fantastic. Tabitha loves that font too. Stitching Harrietta and Co. by Brenda Gervais. Tammy, I love that one. I want to stitch that one too. You're going to make me want to stitch. Oh, I do lie, Callie, every week. It's the little lies I tell myself. I'm like, oh, this week I'm going to get everything sewn for this. I'm going to get this stitched. I'm going to get all of these cards made. I have more ideas in my head than hours in the day. I try. And Callie, the reading, I have completely gone to the audiobook side because I also am a huge reader, but I will lose days because somehow I don't have that special cutoff ability. Like tonight, I'm going to read one chapter. It is Nichol thinks that we have to stay up till 3 in the morning and read the entire book. So I've just gone to audiobooks because for some reason it's easier for me to shut those off. Yes, decision paralysis is real, Shari. I agree. I had that bad the other day. In fact, Ethan came home and he was like, "What's the matter?" Because I was just sitting there. And I was like, I feel like I got nothing done today. Because I had so many things to do and I definitely had decision paralysis. Callie, that's true. Callie says she loves audiobooks, just doesn't love paying for them, right? True story. Oh, I'm going to need a new piece of tape. That didn't stick at all. Let's just reuse this. Let's see if this will work. When I read a book, I have to finish them in 3 to 4 days. I can't stop reading after a few chapters. Thank you. Definitely, Myra, you're my person. I have never had that ability. My parents will say that. They used to come in and I'd have a light on under the covers reading, and I would get in trouble often. I would take a book with me to school. I mean, I was a voracious reader. So bad. I mean, it's not necessarily bad, but it was, I just have such a hard time letting it go. I want to read the whole thing. Better late than never. Hi, Lori. Marva says she can't stop either. I should really get like another set of these sentiment label dies so that I could die cut multiple of these at one time. You know, I don't know why that's never crossed my mind before. Maybe when I buy my ink pad, I'll get another one. You know what? Lori Craig, I thought that same thing, that Lori Reynolds, when I saw that pop up, for just a second, I was taken a little bit aback. So Lori Craig's maiden name is Reynolds. So that just, I was like, hey, wait a minute. Such a small world, isn't it? Okay. I think I finally have all my sentiments die cut. Thanks for your patience, everyone. Oh, that's interesting. So just full disclosure, I do pay for my audiobooks. I have Audible. I know my friend Jody told me to do, there's another app. What is it? I did download it, but I don't know that I've used it. Need to ask her again. She told me that it's better than Audible, cheaper. And I cannot remember what it is. I haven't been reading a whole lot though, so lately, even audiobooks. I don't know what my deal is. Okay, I am going to glue the scripty words directly to my cards. And I'm going to pop this one right here because I want it to look like my little bird is almost standing on the letter B in birthday. There we go. Cute, cute, cute. All right, and maybe it was the Libby app that you guys are talking about. I'm going to have to go look. I know I downloaded it. Was that? Which ones go here? Sending you big hugs is this one. This is wishing you a happy birthday. You are the tweetest goes over here. For your birthday goes here. Sending you hugs. There we go. Let's make sure we get the right sentiments on the right card so it makes sense. I have done that before where I do not put the right sentiment on the right card, and I don't notice it till way, way later. Not only do I love that font, but I love how close the die's cut. Barb says, isn't it amazing? It's so good. I love that we don't have that big black outline around these, but we still have a little bit because it really helps create that definition in our text for sure. There we go. Okay, I'm actually not going to glue this or adhere this one quite yet. And let's put some adhesive on these guys. And then I do have some gems. I also think this little birdie looks like he's singing, so I really feel like I probably should have, and we're going to attempt to add some cute little stamped music notes from our stamp set. I think that will help fill in that area really cute. Oh, I love how this is turning out. I love a little sentiment strip on a card. How about you guys? Maybe it is Chirp, Tabitha. That sounds more familiar to me. Now that we're talking about this, that I have to go look at this as soon as we're done. Okay, let me grab a tiny acrylic block because I didn't stamp these ahead of time, of course. And let's find some little music notes from our... I actually really like this one. But it's going to have to be tricky how we get this on here. All right, I think that's going to be cute. I'm going to grab a different black ink. I also do miss reading actual books, and I will go and do that, but I will be, it's the same thing. I will lose days because I can't, I'm like a junkie, man. I just can't stop. It's kind of embarrassing that I am that bad with the books. I have a really hard time making myself stop reading. Oh, Callie, thank you. Okay, and then we can kind of pop this in here. I am liking the little music-y notes. I feel like they fill in that little area and kind of just finish filling in our sentiment. Perfect. Okay, I think it's adorable. It's cute. I'm loving everything. Let's get some cute little gems here. Let's grab an embellishment wand. The birdie singing loves that. Yay. And we're just going to do some little dabs. And we're going to do these pastel. I picked the pastel ones. I feel like they really go with this springy look and feel of this card. I think we're going to give this little flower a little sparkly center. We're going to give this one a little sparkly center too. Actually, not that color. We're going to do this color. And we're going to do one more little gem up there. Perfect. Let's do a little bit here. I'm going to do a gem in the center of my bow. And I do want a pink one. There we go. And then we're just going to do a little scattering of the gems here as well. I love me a little gem scatter. Actually, I really just kind of like it like that. Okay, final thing, and I wish I would have thought of this before I glued my birds down. If you've been here a while, you already know. I like to, let's get my black and white Jelly Roll pens out. I like to make sure that the eyes have lots of definition. Nicholas says, I don't think reading too much is a thing, right? Okay, this is true. Let me scribble off a little bit. I want to make sure my pen is working really good before I take it to my card. I want to add detail to the eyes. Now, there is the little white in the eye. I am going to go all over the eye with my black, and then I'm probably going to I'm going to let it sit and dry. We'll finish talking, and when the live's over and it's had a chance to dry, I will go back in with my white and go and add the little highlight back on top of it. That's kind of how I like to do my eyes. And what this is going to do, let me see if it'll focus. See how much glossy or dark black that is? I'm going to put it next to this one. It just makes the eye pop. When we add the white highlight back in, it's going to be much, much cuter. All right, we're going to come over here. Same thing. And then I will, it does take a minute or two to completely dry. But let's take a look at this in the finished card photos that I'll post here later this afternoon. And when I get my slide up for YouTube, you'll see it with the white highlight in the eye. But here are my 2 cards featuring the March 2025 card kit from Simon Says Stamp called Tweet Friend. Almost everything on these cards comes from the kit, just a few dies and some gems really. The paper, the specialty paper, the stamps, all come from the kit. And then, of course, the coordinating dies come from that add-on purchase. Okay, friends. I think that is it. Did I miss any questions as I was finishing these up? Oh, Koi, I'm so glad that you enjoyed this for Valentine's Day. See. Oh, yay! Studio L says she thinks she needs to get this one. It is really, really cute. Lots of great things. And you know what I love? Okay, so really quick before we wrap up, one of the things I love about a kit is often it will combine things that I normally would not have thought to combine myself. I love the Paper Rose pattern papers, but I wouldn't necessarily have thought to combine them with the stamp set. But when I limit myself and limit my choices by what's in the kit, it really forces me, it'll force you to kind of think, how can I combine these things to create something really unique? And I often find that things like today, this crafty session, inspires me and it really jumpstarts my creativity than when I'm creating without the kit as well, just from my pattern paper stash or whatever. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Oh, Madge says, let's see, I'm sorry to post here, but I'm having trouble adding my address to Patreon. No, you have to change your address yourself. I've posted a link of how you can go and do that, but you can also DM me directly through there. I cannot personally change it. You'll have to change it there, but message me through Patreon and I'll see if I can't help walk you through it. Okay, everyone, thank you so very much. I hope you all have a wonderful Valentine's Day, a wonderful weekend. I will see you here next week, I believe. And until next time, happy crafting! The supplies used in today's video are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Here is another project that you might be interested in. Please remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell to never miss a new live video. Thank you so much for joining me today, and we'll catch you next time.